Hmm.
This operation is not as far along as I would have hoped. But no matter. Like any challenge, it can be overcome with the right methods.
3 updates to the journal. You have gained 100 trade bars.
But first and foremost, there is the more important matter of my missing associates to attend to first. I wish you to travel north to Neverwinter City and meet with representatives of the Circle of Friends, the Forgotten Lords, or the Fated Winds. They are the 3 most prominent merchant factions in this region, and it is very likely that at least one of them had dealings with my associates. Find out what they know, and
This is a pointless exercise. We should not be wasting time or resources investigating the fate of these missing associates. While we fret, there are many business opportunities here that we should...
I am not a fool, Nasirin, nor have I become one since we left Samarak. I am well aware of the opportunities, and do not plan to neglect them. In addition to this search, I also need you to establish a trading post in one of the towns adjacent to the keep. Highcliff, Thundertree, Phandalin, Leylon, or Neverwinter itself. This will aid us in restoring the income that has been lost in our transfer from Samargol, and is our first step. Here are 100 trade bars with which to purchase any resources you may need to set up the initial trading post.
What do you think happened to your associates?
I do not know, but that's what I want you to find out. They have always been reliable allies, and they've always finished what they started.
This place is impressive. Yes, and that only heightens my suspicion that something unfortunate befell my associates. To simply abandon this place makes no sense. Will we ever be able to return to Samarak?
If we are successful here on the Sword Coast, then yes, I believe so. I find that wealth tends to gloss over any perceived shortcomings, and the Samargol officials remain pleasantly susceptible to bribes.
Questions about trading.
What would you like to know?
What do I do with the trade bars once I have them?
In addition to using them to buy and sell goods, you may also turn in trade bars in exchange for gold. The ratio is not 1-to-1, but it's more than fair.
Well, 1-to-1 would be terrible.
In addition to this, the trade bars you turn in will be used to fund projects outside the scope of the business, such as upgrading our operation here in the keep. What would you like to know?
Why deal in trade bar? No. What happens if I run out of trade bars?
As an employee of this company, you are entitled to a monthly stipend of trade bars. The size of the stipend, however, will depend on how well the company is doing. What would you like to know?
What's the advantage of establishing trading posts?
Currently, any business with the town is handled through an intermediary. We trade with the local merchants, who in turn trade with the town's inhabitants. A trading post will allow us to distribute goods directly to the citizenry. It reduces the costs of dealing with the middlemen, and increases our influence in the region.
Doesn't that upset the local merchants?
Of course, but this is business. Competition is to be expected. What would you like to know?
How do I establish other trading posts?
Simply visit one of the other towns or cities in this region, and speak with the local government. There will most likely be a fee involved. What would you like to know?
You can now construct trading posts at the various cities and towns along the Sword Coast. Each town will have its own requirements to construct a trading post. Visit the various towns to discover their requirements. Building a trading post will give you access to the following: caravans. You may construct a caravan between any 2 locations which both contain trading posts. A caravan will travel between the 2 locations that it visits, generating profit for your merchant company each time it reaches a location. You can return to Crossroad Keep to collect this income at any time. Shipping. You can ship goods from your cargo back to Crossroad Keep at a trading post, freeing up cargo space and saving that cargo. Shops. Each trading post is manned by a trader who will sell you useful goods. Additionally, many towns will send a special merchant to Crossroad Keep when you construct a trading post in their town. Trading posts also passively increase your merchant's company's daily income and unlock other gameplay benefits. Explore and discover them yourself. Fair enough.
It was folly to come here. Time shall prove me right.
I'm sure Sasani knows what she's doing. Oh, you're so certain. Running off without even an attempt to appeal to the council, and leaving the business in the hands of a simpering major domo when Sasani's present was the only thing keeping her competitors at bay. And let us not forget this keeps a storied history, ruined not once but twice. I dislike the idea of founding an operation here to begin with, but to have actually moved here, abandoned Summergall for this pitiable keep is insanity. That this keep stood against a massive undead army doesn't impress you. If another massive undead army arrives, I might be happy of the presence, because it means something about this keep might serve as designed. In terms of serving as a thriving mercantile hub, this wreck's ability to keep out writhing hordes of zombies is the least of my concerns, thank you. What of Sasani's allies, your employers? You're not worried about them. Their absence is unusual, yes, but did we receive any urgent missives? Any cries for help? No, we did not. They will most likely return, no doubt having been distracted by a lucrative opportunity, and wonder why we are here while our rivals are picking apart our operations in Summergall. So you have no confidence in OC's skills then? Capable enough as a bookkeeper and manager of ledgers, certainly. I shall give him that. But as a leader of Summergall's largest merchant organization, it is blood in the water, and the sharks will reach him soon enough. I might feel sorry for him if the situation did not infuriate me so. Okay, well, no point going over this. Who are you?
Welcome to Crossroad Keep, friend. With Lady Sasani here, our interests can start moving forward again. As our company grows, we can further upgrade our operation here at the Keep.
What kind of upgrades do you have in mind? Well, we have a cleric of Warkeen with no shrine, a portal which only goes to Samarak, and poorly equipped grey cloaks watching our roads. We're also but one of many merchants. I'd say there are plenty of good places to start. What do I need to do with the portal? It would be nice if it could be used to go to other places in the region of the Sword Coast, but Orias, he is the gnome who maintains it, assures me that it would be quite expensive to alter the portal's magic. Right now, sadly, we don't have the resource to spare. Walk-in. Her name is Daija, and I sort of promised to fund the construction of a shrine for her if she bestowed us with Walkin's blessing. We've had a few difficulties holding up our end of the bargain. I'd heard that the Knight Captain already upgraded the equipment of the Grey Claws. Well, perhaps that's true, but the majority of them still use cheap low-quality weapons and armor. I have a connection in Neverwinter who's willing to get us a discount on weapons and armor made by master smiths, but he wants the entire payment up front. How does it help us? Well, it won't make them our own private army. They will still serve Neverwinter, after all, but it should help keep the roads safer for our caravans. Okay. How do we get ourselves to stand out from the other merchants? If we had the resources, we could hire a group of people to do nothing but tell other people about how great we are, how we offer the highest quality goods in the Sword Coast, things like that. People hear that enough, and I'm sure they'll want to deal with us over our competitors. Okay, right. Anyone else? Looks like crafting stations. We could go back to Samara, but where the hell is Volo, for example? Maybe in the tavern. Oh yes. Moja.
Greetings, my friends. You are a welcome sight. I'm glad you made it here in one piece. Quite the invention, that gnomish portal, isn't it? Marvelous.
Wait, if there's a portal here, why did you take a ship to Samarak instead of that?
Well, at the time, the operator simply told me there was no portal in Samarak. Trying to keep the lumber camp a secret, I'd imagine. And, there was the matter of the exorbitant cost to get anywhere near Samagol, so I opted to arrive there via non-portal means. To think that to go by ship it seems safer. Ah, what mysterious ways the world works in.
So, I've explored some what are you doing here?
Well, it's quite remarkable, really. My time around this merchant company has opened my eyes. I never before imagined the life of the merchant was so interesting. And I would wager that the average reader had never thought so either. Thus, I'm taking on the epic task of writing 2 books at once. One shall be the continuation of the areas of the realms, so that you can continue telling me of interesting places you visited. But the second and more pressing task is a new book on Toril's brave merchants, a triptych of life on the road. Thus, if you could find and interview a number of merchants for me, let's see, I think 6 is a good starting number, that should provide some excellent fodder for my new work. But in the meantime, is there anything else I can help you with?
New locations.
Wonderful! I can always use more material for my book. Did your adventures take you around the Sword Coast or the distant lands of Samarak? Most excellent. Tell me all wonderful. Tell me everything. Omit no detail.
I ran across a crypt with a very irate necromancer and a good deal of skeletons.
Undead. Loathsome. If they're cleared out, perhaps there might be some value to someone in exploring their deeper reaches.
So, our situation update. We need to establish a better trading foothold here and continue doing minor jobs, exploring on our own. Oh, what about you other people?
Once more into the breach, my friends!
If there's anything you need, just let me know.
Tell me about Ilfas and Kizu. Those merchants who up and disappeared a while back. Can't say I knew them well, but ask away. Any idea what happened to them? Those buildings they bought cost a fair bit of coin. I'd wager that they caught the attention of the wrong sort of people and, well, I'm sure you can guess the rest. You don't think they simply abandoned their operation? Nobody would throw that much gold down and simply walk away from it, willingly anyway. Was there anything unusual about them? Not as far as I could tell. They were aloof and all business. Ilfas was tall and sullen, Kizu short and comely. Both not big talkers, at least not to me or anyone I know. Basic +1 equipment. So yeah. Beast Bane weapon. Armor class +2. Construct Bane. 2d6 points of bonus damage versus constructs. Elemental Bane, Giant Bane, Holy Weapon. Evil aligned character. What could be useful? Keen Weapon. Large Steel Shield. Two d6 versus Magical Beasts. Outsider's Bane. Right. Undead Bane. +2 weapon enchant.
I think it was a mistake to come here. There's nobody here.
I think we'd have better luck in Neverwinter.
Nobody here but farmers.
You're wasting your time here. There isn't an ounce of life left in this place.
What? Because you think you could draw a crowd? In a respectable area, certainly, which is what we imagined the Great Crossroad Keep was. I see we were mistaken. I must say I'm disappointed. The legendary Knight Captain is nowhere to be found, and there's a very surly dwarf in charge instead. Whatever did happen to the Knight Captain? No one knows for sure. Could be in the Abyss, could be in the Halrua, could be combing Soon's hair for all we know. Now, there's a song the masses would like to hear, I'll tell you. Are you planning on staying much longer? Perhaps a few days more. Your arrival might just make things interesting again.
A moment of your time, if you please.
How can we help you? I'm collecting donations to help the less fortunate in Neverwinter. Could you spare a few coins? What are we buying with this? Are we lacking money? So we could donate. I'll donate 100. Will 100 gold coins too? You're too generous, kind soul. A whole neighborhood will be praising you.
This way! Come on, Slowpoke! Keep up!
Who are you? Some kind of dwarf.
New faces in the keep, I see. You planning on hunting the wargs too?
Orcs are a problem. There have been an unusual number of them seen on the plains near the keep. Something's been driving them out of Neverwinter Wood. With any luck, I'll bring a few down and track the rest back to their lair. Maybe then I can find out what's going on. Looks like a rogue or a ranger. There are reward in dealing with this problem. Not that I'm aware of, I'm afraid. Coin is scarce these days, and the wargs aren't a big problem yet.
Tom-Tom, may your day be profitable, friend. I am Daisha, cleric of Joaquin.
What are you doing here in the keep? I'm supposed to be running a shrine here at the keep, but the funds I was promised have not been provided. I understand that Lady Sasani is now in charge. Perhaps that will change. Maybe.
Greetings! I hear you're supposed to be with the new merchant company here, right?
Who's asking? Name's Holder. I own this place since Sal left for Waterdeep. He made the better move, I think, seeing as this place been half dead for a while now.
Sir, what can I do for you?
Rumors. You hear there's wolves about, big nasty creatures. Fit to carry off kids in their teeth, they are. Good folks around is scared. Would be nice if they were stopped, you would. Works, more. Okay, nothing particularly interesting then. I guess we'll just head out, start uh, expanding, start closing good people, start doing quests, the normal crap. Anything happening? Yeah. Mainly interested in asking about quests.
It is you. I have seen you in my dreams.
It is you. I have seen you in my dreams. Okay. You are a very nice elf lady, but I'm not really into you that.
I do not seek passion. I am here on a sacred mission.
So, sacred mission.
She came in here looking for you, lad. I tried to shoo her, but she didn't move a muscle till you showed.
I came here all the way from Evermeet because my goddess, bless the name of Angaroth, sent me. A dire fate awaits the elven race if I did not find you, she said. Indeed, all the races.
So, what am I supposed to do?
This I do not know, but I know I am here to aid you in whatever way you require.
Aren't you pretty old for this job?
I admit I am not as young as I was, but the Triune Goddess has always shown me great favor, and in my dreams she spoke to me. No one but I was to travel here. None else was told the way. None else could have survived. My strength has not failed me.
I gotta admit, we tried to stop her coming in, and she knocked some of our Grey Cloaks silly with the haft of that spear without breaking a sweat. It weren't too shabby a work.
I thank you, Master Dwarf. I will admit, I had not expected such kindness as what you displayed to me earlier. I am in your debt.
I, weren't nothing. I, traveled with elves before.
So, what do you want with me?
Allow me to travel with you. My spear is yours, to aid you as you see fit. That you live, that you do what you feel you must whenever it is that the time comes. If the time does come, that is all I ask.
I think you're a spy, and here to betray me. God, arrest her. Alright, you can join me.
I fear you have too many followers at present. I shall retire to a suitable location and wait for your convenience.
Who the hell were you, really? Seriously. Where is this person supposed to be?
Yeah?
Your outfit marks you as one of the Neverwinter 9. Only temporary. Lord Nasher thought folks would pay more attention this way. If I need someone's attention, I'll get it with my fists. How's the keep doing? Same as it was before he got here. Can't say it's Sonny's business making any difference. Okay, got any jobs? I'd rather not have Sasani's complain that I'm stealing her people. Come back after you've taken care of some of her tasks. Well, I wonder if there's... Why even bother letting me access these areas if there's nothing here? Because there's no harm in it. It's the same exact area, same exact map. So, what exactly are we gonna do? Either way, it's not gonna happen here. Adventurous Guild. Oh my god, not you.
Welcome, fellow adventurer, welcome! The guild is not yet open, but it will be soon.
What is this guild? It will be one of the finest schools for adventurers in the Sword Coast. Within, you will learn to be more effective as a team, whether in combat or traveling through the wilderness. This is the same guy that did job for us when we were the Lord of Crossroad Keep. What makes you qualified to teach these things? Experience, my friend, experience. My comrades and I were students of the Knight Captain, but we decided it was time to pass what we learned on to other adventurers. So when are you opening? I'm still waiting for my comrades to arrive, but it should only be a matter of days. Hmm. Then what are you? Elves, a bard, couple bards, and you have a genasi. Fire genasi. We'll probably want to establish trade posts if we can, because we need to get the money flowing, and we don't have anything really at the moment. So the sooner we get those things started, the more money they can earn for us. We'll have to travel the roads, unlock more of these settlements. We have only one. Going to Neverwinter suddenly sounds like a good idea anyway. It should be fairly close to Crossroad Keep too, so I would imagine that the travel is fairly safe. Moot. An old stick lies here, the phrase "you find treasure" written on it. You use the rod and it leads you to a small silver ring lying in the grass. Well, whoop-de-doo. Pirates. Encounter level 10. As you approach the gates to Neverwinter, you are quickly intercepted by a guard wearing the colors of the city. Hail and well met, travelers. Can I get entry to the city? The city is under martial law, but you may purchase a temporary entry pass to door by donating 200 gold to the defense of the city. Here you go. Thank you for your generous donation. Welcome to Neverwinter, travelers. Oh, and be aware that if you leave, you'll need to purchase another pass. Additionally, due to measures taken during the War of Shadows, only the Black Lake district is available to non-citizens at the present time. So this is probably the most important settlement here, so we'll go in and talk to everyone. Try to uncover more contacts, more cities, build up our little network. Stay in Enclave, Wailing Wench Tavern, Trading Post, Temple of Warkeen, and the Overlook. I do stay in guards. Romantic sightseers. Royal Guard. Probably can't get access here. Move along. Chernaval. Well met. Welcome to Neverwinter. I don't believe that I've met you before. Yeah. You're part of the Neverwinter 9. Correct. An excellent observation. It's well you know of the city's ways, even changed as it has been of late. My name is Sir Naval. Lord Nasher has chosen me to administer to his this section of the city in its time of need. We need to acquire a permanent entry pass. A tall order? May I ask why? Representatives of a merchant company from Crossroad Keep we'd like the honor of doing business with Neverwinter. If you are here for trade, you'd best ally yourself with one of the 3 merchant cartels in the area. There's only a limited number of permanent passes, and only the cartels have the clearance to distribute them to their merchants. Can you tell us more about these factions? Each one is headquartered within the Temple of Warkeen, Circle of Friends, the Forgotten Lords, and the Faded Winds. I'll tell you more, but I think they'd prefer to present themselves. There should be someone to speak to within each office. What's their purpose? They're assisting Neverwinter with its economic reconstruction, organizing the efforts of various smaller merchant companies under their employ. From time to time, they also perform tasks such as providing security to the city or fulfilling export contracts to other towns in the region. Why aren't we allowed into the city without a pass? The Shadow War devastated Neverwinter, and there's been a need for stability in order to begin rebuilding what was lost. While we rebuild, we must pay close attention to anything that might threaten the stability we need, inside the city as well as out. Regrettably, that creates difficulties for commerce, but none that cannot be overcome. Right. Thayans. Specialty weapon gnolls as guard. Difficulty impossible. Right. Thayan groundskeeper Golef. Yeah, we probably don't want the big fights here. They have better warriors than I have, and probably better equipped. The gnoll regards you with a slightly irritated look. I'm Ransha. You want talk of him? He points to the doorway in front of him to his right. Tell me about being a merchant. I said talk to him. Good source for spells. Increased resistance. You don't need items for this. 10 points of cold damage. But I think you can add this to an existing item. You can't really create a new item. Might as well buy them all. The prices here are very steep. We could buy spell scrolls. Maybe we should limit the spells I might actually use.
Ugh, this pack is heavier than I am.
Shut the fuck up. Well, a few thousand gold there. We'll see if it ends up being well spent gold. Can't really see the harm in it, at least. We expanded our elemental combat capabilities to electricity and acid. New buff spells, new disabling spells or debuffing spells. So probably money's well spent.
Give me station.
Don't think we can do any real exploration this time. Looks like we'll just have to try to align with one of the merchant cartels. Arcane Nexus. What is an Arcane Nexus? This glowing ball of light appears to be magical in nature. A device of some sort would be necessary to acquire more information. Aquila.
Greetings, traveler. I bid you welcome to the Enclave. I hope you'll find your stay here enlightening.
Strange to see a red wizard here so far from Thay. What brings you here? So you are familiar with my order. Please, I hope that it does not prejudice you toward our work here. The circumstances of my birth do not dictate the direction of my life. My name is Aquila, and in case you could not discern it from my appearance, I am a red wizard and the Khazar of this enclave. Khazar? It is the title granted to the head of enclaves such as these. The title is not as important to me as it might be to other Thayans. Honestly, I enjoy the autonomy that it grants more than the power it supposedly brings. So, what is that glowing ball? That is something I've been studying recently. I called it an arcane nexus. Is it some sort of anomaly in the weave? Another student of the art. Quite perceptive, and I too believe it is an anomaly. I hypothesize that it is a gathering in the fabric of the weave, a knot, if you will. Sadly, my responsibilities here prevent me from completing the necessary field research to confirm my hypothesis or to discover why they exist. Hmm. Red wizards don't usually do research for its own sake. What's your motivation? To conquer the realms and enslave all living beings, of course. I am a Thayan after all. First of all, I'm not a typical Thayan, and that is part of why I'm here in Neverwinter rather than in my homeland. My research is of use to those more powerful than I, and that is why I survive. Here I am safe from the scheming of the Zulkirs back home, and I research out of desire for enlightenment, not as a bumbling attempt to gain power. I am not cut of the same cloth as most Thayans. Well, I'm willing to help if it will advance understanding of the art. Thank you. It is quite rare to see one as dedicated as I to many mysteries of the weave. I have created a magical device that assists me in studying these oddities. It acts as a kind of magical scribe, I suppose, and retains the residual energy from the Nexus. I have used this device to study the Nexus here, but it contains energies from many places. This is of this plane and of others. Hmm, something so far-reaching could be dangerous. Yes, yes, I had that concern too. So you see why studying them is critical then. I am reasonably certain that there are more of these oddities elsewhere. If I gather data from many such nexuses, I may be able to isolate their origin. So you want me to go out looking for more of these phenomena? Why, it will be pleasant to be assisted by one so bright indeed. I need you to take this uncharged device and direct it at any arcane nexus you come across in your travels. That will charge it with arcane energies. Should you return to me with a charged device, I shall grant you a reward for your work. I will also recharge the device so that you can gather more data. Hmm. Tell me about being a merchant. Well, I suppose I do not consider myself one as such, but as an enclave's focus is as a magical repository, I suppose that is much of what I do. There is a fair amount of distrust about my people. Not that it isn't justified, but it can be hard to bear, particularly when my goal is purely to advance knowledge on the mysteries of the art. Why, just the other day, you should have seen the look on his face when he was freed from the trap by Mugen. That's the knoll outside. It was such shock and amazement, I feared they would topple over on the spot, but I do hope he has no hard feelings. Very well. What exactly is the device? Arcane attenuator. I use some of this. Surprisingly, no. Okay. have her next? Lady Janelle.
Good day to you.
Oh, good day. Merchant Enclave, one of the three merchant houses, is the big problem. Greek banner sword.
Good day to you, travelers. May Torm guide your steps.
Hell to you! How to see a paladin in such a place?
Graceful of you to mention my devotion, and not my race. You are not like many. That is admirable.
It's an orc paladin. Actually, I would be in some ways more inclined to have him in our group than anyone else. The last three... Yeah. Light armor fighter is I don't like it. They're not any better killers than what I'm using, and they're more squishy, so I'm not really seeing the point of it. Probably more interesting in multi-classing. But as a pure fighting addition to the group is concerned, a paladin would be more resistant to pretty much anything and have some spellcasting abilities. So I only see it as a pretty much pure upgrade. At the same time, this is just a random guy here, and she at least has some connection to the story.
My monastery has sent me out into the world as a trial, to learn patience and grace. I strive for both. I have come here to Neverwinter as well to aid the suffering in whatever way I can.
We share similar fates. It may be we were meant to work together, just as our divine patrons do.
Yes, I believe you. If you require my aid, you will freely have it. I see that there are many that follow you now. I will await your convenience then. The guards should know where you are from, yes? I will meet you there. Farewell.
Yes?
Yes, I guess these guys are sent to the merchant house. Rumors. Bandits been more common on the high road of late. Always been some here and there, mind, but since the war, too many desperate folk, and worse, for some seems like someone's big behind the attacks. Hell's take him for kicking us when we're down. What exactly do you do?
My work now.
She pretty much has the standard gear and can still use the shields. I think I'll get rid of her.
Yes? Once more into the breach, my friend!
What he really does is try to get me to murder Batiri goblins. He hasn't really... the cohorts aren't really NPCs in that sense. Like, not full companions like in the previous campaigns, so there are no full companions really. I suppose it's... I'm pointing it out because I don't really have that much of an attachment to them also, so we're just looking for utility out of them.
Tantum friends, I am here
Once
with
more
answers
into
should
the
you have
breach,
any
my friends.
questions. Tantum, I welcome you to the Temple of Joaquin, friends. May your stay here be profitable, and the merchant's friends smile on your endeavors herein.
Phantom greeter, any chance you can ask the merchant's friend if she has an extra ship on hand? My apologies, friend. Sounds like Umberly or Beshaba took a disliking to you. The ears of the Golden Lady are open though. Just beyond me lies a supplication hall, if you seek to pray. Okay, why is there a Temple of Joaquin here? I thought Neverwinter was more closely associated with Tyr. Yeah, friend, and still it is. But even the city of the even-handed can still appreciate a helping hand from the merchant's friend, especially when it is in such dire need. This holy site is not meant to displace grand Tyr, but to bring Joaquin's smile to Neverwinter, spurring badly needed commerce. This place looks fairly new. Ah, quite perceptive you are. Eyes like gone, friends to the Golden Lady. Yes, we built the temple recently. There used to be a major school here in Tyr's Eye, but a fire shortly after the Shadow War ended up razing the school and several other buildings in the area. We were invited by Lord Nasher to construct our temple here shortly thereafter. Okay, tell me about the merchant cartels. Well, there are three that keep offices here: the Circle of Friends, Forgotten Lords, and Faded Winds. Which would you like to know? Circle of Friends. The Circle of Friends are a group currently led by John Archon, wealthy Neverwinter noble who lost his son in the Shadow War. They operate at a lesser profit margin than the other cartels, but I suppose they prefer their methods. They have a certain degree of goodwill with the public, which allows them to secure particularly low prices during surplus. However, they don't permit their members to profit from shortages in the way that the other merchants organizers do. Honestly, I think Woking balks at such limitation on merchants, but their policies are at their discretion. Okay, Forgotten Lords. Ah, the Lords. They are a merchant organization that spans most of the Sword Coast. Their regional leader, Aster Meris, was assigned here recently from Waterdeep. She seems quite the canny and resourceful leader, quite favored by the Golden Lady. If profit is your primary motivation, I would speak with her. Okay, what about the Faded Winds? Up through the Shadow War, it was rumored that they had dealings with the Zentarim. Of course, we could never let friends of Zentarim into Neverwinter City, but they've come clean and all investigations have cleared them of any connection. Because of their less than peaceful past, they draw upon a pool of well-armed and trained mercenaries, and while they no longer flagrantly violate the law, they do encourage profit over all else, especially during shortages. On the other hand, their reputation makes it difficult for them to secure low prices in terms of surplus. Hmm. You can find their leader, Jordan Wright, at their office here in the temple. I'll take the middle path. If profit is the most important thing, that's your kill. Who are you?
Haven't seen you before.
Huh, haven't seen you before. As the woman addresses you casually, you spot her fingers flicking in what you assume is some kind of code. You recognize the gesture as a variant of a gesture used among brotherhoods of thieves and smugglers. As well as you are able, you give the correct response. Nice! Hadn't figured you as one of us. So, why are you here, stranger? Who are you?
So why Beloeth? Some add the calm to that. Don't care either way.
Belueth the Calm. So what do you do here?
I do work. I make money. I answer questions.
What work do you do?
Work for coin. Work that requires little questions. Often for Faded Winds, but not always. You have work for me?
Basically some kind of thief or assassin. I don't want to
Suit
hire
yourself.
her.
Maybe.
May your day be profitable, friend. How may the clergy of the Merchant's Friend assist you today?
Your title, many coins. You're a cleric of some rank, yes? Yes, that is correct. I've been in walk-in service ever since I was a boy. Free healing, for what it's worth. But we're here to align with someone. Who are you guys? I don't think so. These are the evil sons of bitches. I guess these are the profit seekers.
I greet you, stranger. Was there something you wanted to ask?
Tell me about being a merchant. If you're looking for trade secrets, you're out of luck. But advice I can give for 100 gold. Sure. Very well then. As a merchant, you must be as good as your word. But be careful how to use it. There was a trade agreement I remember some years ago. And he learned never to swear by his eye again. The one he had left, that is. May you remember that one, for the sake of your vision. We might as well buy the stories out of everyone. I have no idea how many traders this place has.
New face, huh? Welcome to the headquarters of the Fated Wind, stranger. What do you need?
Tell me about being a merchant. 500 gold. Oh, bullshit. I'm not paying you 500 gold for a story.
Once more into the breach, my friends!
These guys will probably tell me for free.
Tantum and well met.
It is a life fraught with complication, difficulty, but also tremendous opportunities to do good. It is important to always recall that. So let that be a lesson to you in your dealings. There is always time to be just and giving.
Hello to you.
Yes, yes, yes! Once more into the breach, my friends!
I think a purely merchant or profit-focused merchant group would be the best match.
I greet you, stranger. Was there something you wanted to ask?
I'm interested in joining your organization. Excellent. The initial membership dues are of 250 trade bars. This will purchase an associate level membership as well as permanent trading pass. I don't have the necessary bars. Understandable. Bring me the bars and you will have your membership. So how many bars do we have? 150 and 10 ore. Okay, at least the situation is now clear. We know who to ally with, we know how to do it, we know how much it costs, and we know that unless we get a steady supply of trade bars from somewhere, we're not going to be able to do shit. So, just need to find a place basically that will buy ore. Can't make any kind of a base here. But I'm sure whatever road we follow out of Neverwinter will lead to some kind of a city. I'd like to establish at least our first trading post. Okay, this road definitely goes somewhere, and there's yeah, I think there's some kind of harbor city there, even high cliff. Great. Huge load of ore. Now we do have to get rid of the ore. 14, and we have a 15 carry weight or capacity. Pirate Cove. Monstrous Band. Counter level 11. Holy shit. Have trolls. That's a problem because they'll require fire to kill them. Can't have that. So run away! Ah. Portland. Well, this wasn't a large city in the original campaign. I doubt it's gotten any bigger. Same map. Luskan soldiers. Parcheesi.
If you're looking for supplies in Port Last, Parzici has what you need.
Are you the only merchant in town? As of now, yes. Don't listen to the doomsayer ninnies in town. Port Last will be a fast-growing city again soon. There are always growing pains when a transfer of power takes place, but the Luskans will be good for us in the long run. Heramos was incompetent, and progress has stagnated under his guidance. Who is Heramos? Heramos was the appointed leader of Port Last. Now that the Luskans have taken over, they've locked him up in the garrison until they figure out what to do with him. I don't have all day to chat, friend. Are you looking to buy something or not? Dark Steel. Acid resistance. You're not selling anything even remotely interesting. Gems. Take that back. Few interesting gems, even a rogue stone. Dark steel weaponry. I'm not really interested in dark steel though. You can keep your recipes. What are our options here? The garrison, the inn, and Platinum Pride.
Your soldiers cannot remain entrenched here forever. The source of the undead scourge must be found and stopped.
Regretfully, my answer to you is the same as yesterday. We cannot spare any more soldiers without sacrificing the security of Port Last.
Possible. They probably have the normal Port Last army somewhere locked up. Septiman.
Peace to
you. This is a priest of Kellenborg without a doubt.
Welcome to the new face of Port Last. Are you merchant, traveler, or adventurer?
He was mentioned in the official campaign. Yeah, one of the merchants was in love with him. Okay. We're merchants, but we found little opportunity to trade here. Apologies for that. We had enough soldiers to liberate Port Last, but we need still more to solve the problems that are limiting commerce. Reinforcements from Luskan are slow to come. Liberated Portlast? Portlast has long been tied to Neverwinter, an association that has provided little benefit and cost dearly. How so? One need not travel much in these lands to see the profound effects Neverwinter's troubles have had to the Sword Coast. The recent war has impacted everything between Luskan and Waterdeep. But that war was caused in part by Alaskan agents such as Blackgarius. The Arcane Brotherhood thoroughly investigated the matter. From careful review of the facts and eyewitness accounts, they determined Garius and his followers acted independent of Alaskan authority. Who are the eyewitnesses? There were two that I'm aware of. One was actually Kralber, my missing associate. The other was some paladin our agents found left dead in the ruins of Murder Lane. Tell me about the paladin. I can't recall his name. Neverwinter considered him some sort of hero, but now he answers for his crimes against Luskan as our prisoner. What? What were the paladin's crimes? There are many charges against the poor sod. The main one was his involvement in the murder of Sydney Natale, a high-profile figure in Luskan. You should tell Neverwinter is still alive. I agree. However, it is not exactly a well-kept secret. After all, I'm telling you, strangers who just wandered into my town. I suspect Nasher has too many of his own problems to be concerned with negotiating extraction of a criminal. Who were you speaking? Why is there so little trading going on? There's been a rush of storms all along the coast. Effectively, this prevents any reinforcements by sea, not to mention the havoc they've wreaked on trade. However, even more disturbing are the recent undead attacks. Ah, that explains the presence of the Doom God you were speaking to. True enough, he comes to me daily requesting that I do more to deal with the undead, but my answer is the same each time. We are doing all we can without jeopardizing the security of Port Blast. I can take care of your undead problem. Any help you can provide is most welcome. The undead seem to always come from the east. I suggest searching for there first. Venturing where? These storms continue to rampage out of control. I need an emissary to travel to the local Temple of Umberlee on our behalf. I also need someone to put a stop to the undead assaults in Port Last. Is it normal for such fierce weather to ravage the coast in these parts? The frequency and ferocity of the recent weather is most troublesome. I dispatched an emissary, Kralber, to consult with the local Temple of Umberlee in the area for advice, but he is long overdue in returning. I would be willing to reward you if you could help in this matter. What exactly do you want me to do? Near a day's travel to the northwest is a seaside cave. There's a temple to Umberlee within. Consult with the residing priestess regarding the recent storms, and parlay the goodwill of Luskan toward the goddess. Should you find the cause of the storms, do whatever is necessary to end them. Quests. I'd like to talk to the priest, and then I'll end it there. You can probably tell us more about the undead situation. And then there's the inn. There's not much else in the entire town.
Greetings. It is a rare sight to see visitors in Port Last these days.
I can see why. It's hardly a cheery place.
The atmosphere is but a symptom of a greater illness. A scourge of undead has plagued this town for more than a 10-day. I am a doom guide of Kelemvor, judge of the damned. It is my sacred task to protect the sanctity of death and destroy these abominations. But I fear my efforts alone are not enough.
What do you need?
I protect this place nightly from the undead, but in doing so, I cannot take the fight to them. If you would investigate where they may be coming from, it would be a blessing.
Maybe we could work together on this.
That may be. Though I am loath to leave the town undefended, perhaps this is the better way. Very well. My help is yours if you require it.
Yes.
Forgive me. I fear you have too many allies already.
What's our heading?
Yes?
It's time to have a
Orders.
talk. You should leave.
I'll see you back at the merchant head.
Do you require my aid? The undead?
Another cleric.
Quite.
Septimon's Blade. +2. Keen. It's a good weapon. Light Shield. Well, that's a light shield. Even identify your own potions. I think we should have a better shield.
Uh-huh.
I obey.
Seriously, 1 armor. Because the armor bonuses versus humans.
What do you want?
Betcha. You don't have an armor. Yes, you have. It just looks like a cloak. Medium armor. +2. +4 versus undead. Saving throw increase. Cure critical wounds once per day. Detect undead. Unlimited uses. It's not a bad armor set. Looks nice. Combination of heavy armor and robes. Cleric Doom Guide. I don't see any reason to mess with these now. It's Doom Guide is an anti-undead cleric. Guy with a beard. Surely we have guys with beards or hoods.
Yes? Once more into the breach, my friends!
Okay. Something's been killed here. Great. Okay. Anything here? Ilmar.
Buy me a drink, stranger. The end is near.
That seems to be something set up in these days. What do you mean by it? What are you, blind? Undead walking the streets at night? Just a matter of time. Do you think something big is about to happen? What? Alright, listen. The other night, during one of them undead attacks, you know, I heard one of them things talking. Can you believe it? Anyhow, it mumbled the words, last port, over and over again. Don't seem like much. Yeah, but listen. This port last ain't been called last port in more than 10 generations. In generations, that wasn't since the last nobility, the Adrian family. Hey, that's good. You should write a book or something. Like that guy, his name's Voldo, Rolo, something. But there's more, you see. Me ma always used to say, the Adrian curse is still around. That one day, the devil walked the streets of Port Last, looking for revenge. To be fair, though, me ma drank twice as much as me, and talked to the cat. Thank you for the story, Algor.
Welcome to the Alliance.
I'm looking for a young lad. Yeah, I'm looking for information. Is that so? Well, I'm looking for a young lass with a fetish for pot-bellied older men. Don't mean I'm actually going to find one, now does it? When I don't find what I'm looking for, people tend to die. I see. I guess a little conversation never hurt anyone, now did it? The streets of this town are empty. What is going on? If you haven't noticed, Luskan soldiers have taken over Port Blast. Everwinter and the Lord's Alliance have left us to fend for ourselves. Our former leader, Heramas, has been imprisoned in his town-owned garrison, if you can believe it. How many Luskans? How many soldiers do Luskans have here? The innkeeper eyes you skeptically and lowers his voice to a whisper. Garrison has troops in it, so does the Platinum Pride, not to mention all the guards that patrol the streets. Okay, the Platinum Pride. The ship docked over at the wharf. There is a priest of some sort aboard, and a full crew of Luskan pirates. The guards don't let anybody on that deck though, so no one knows exactly how many are there. Rumors. Okay, I think we'll end things here. Wonder if we can do something about Luskans being in control here. In some ways, it shouldn't even matter to us. But we are in a Neverwinter garrison or a fortress. We're aligning ourselves with a merchant company from Neverwinter, and Lusk and Neverwinter are pretty much in open conflict. So I feel we would be more or less just supporting our allies if we could put the Luskan soldiers here. At the same time, I'm not going to do it unless there's a reasonable chance of success. With the current situation, I don't see it. Either way, we have quite a lot of quests again. Things to do. So I'll end it here, but I'd still like to visit other cities first, simply to... Once we have a few outposts somewhere, we can then start doing the quest, because we'll be collecting those trade bars while we're questing. If we start questing now, it'll just mean we'll have to just sit somewhere and waiting until we get enough trade bars to get what we want. So I think we're still gonna go out and hunt for new cities, anywhere really to establish some kind of outpost. Assuming I can afford it, but still that's the plan.